Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Anderson, and this is Ecstatic Coupling Guide number 3, Learning to Tolerate Love. Now, I know this is a strange title to some of you. However, it is essential to know about this in order to sustain long-term, enthusiastic, deep, meaningful, heartfelt and heart-filling love between two people. It's essential. And the reason is every single one of us comes into this world, and based on how we are treated, how we are loved or not loved during the first 2 or 3 years of our lives, we develop what I like to call an inner container for holding love. And depending on how we were treated, we may have a large container for accepting love from someone else, or not so large. If we were treated not so well, if we were not loved really well by mother, father, and extended family, we might have a very small container. Just to give you an example, some people have a container that's this size. That's all the love they can tolerate. Other people have more love during the first few years of their lives. They get a container that's more like this on the inside. So this, compared to that, is rather significant. Now, the truth is, most of us walk around not knowing this. And so we fall in love, our partner falls in love with us, and when that happens, in many ways, that's like winning the love lottery. Now, I like to call it the love lottery and compare it to winning the financial lottery that most states have. And what you can do in that lottery is you buy a ticket for $2 and you put a number on it, and then they pick a number and maybe it comes up with yours, and now you've won 50 or $100 million. That's the lottery. The tragedy is that within 7 years, almost 70% of people who win the regular lottery either spend all of the money or lose it. They cannot tolerate having that much good fortune financially, that much money, and so they inadvertently and unconsciously destroy it one way or another, give it away or lose it. That's a fact. Because the day before they won the lottery, they had an income, maybe 50, 60, 70, maybe $80,000. They buy a ticket. They don't really do anything except get lucky. The next day, they're worth 50 or $100 million. And somewhere inside of themselves, they say, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve it because I didn't work for it. I don't have a container to hold that kind of money. Now, it's also true that when we fall in love with someone who falls in love with us, when it's mutual and it is falling in love, it is like winning the love lottery. It is an explosive experience of loving and being loved. It's incredible. It blows your mind. And if you've been in love, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so if you call it the love lottery, it will help you understand what happens after that. Because let's say that I have grown up with a container for accepting and tolerating love that's this big. Let's call that the $50,000 a year income of love. But then I win the love lottery and I get this much love poured into me. Well, maybe at first I can tolerate it. It's so exciting. It's wonderful. I got it. I feel blessed. Everything is great. But as time passes, the other container begins to dominate. And so what happens is, without realizing it, unconsciously, I begin to do and not do things that block the flow of love towards me. Maybe I can't accept it. Maybe I'm deflecting the love that my partner wants to give to me. Maybe I begin to behave in certain ways that alienate my partner. And it's a strange thing, but it happens to some degree to many, many people. In fact, I'm convinced as a professional I'm convinced that that's one of the major contributors to divorce, is that people actually fall in love with each other. It's real, and neither one of them can tolerate being loved day after day after day that much. They do something to get in the way of it and push it away. You may think I'm giving you something silly about this. I'm telling you something that's really true about you. You have an internal container that's a certain size, and if you get more love than that, unless you're aware of it, you will do anything you can to deflect the extra part, to limit it, and then that becomes painful to your partner who does the same thing, and it can destroy real, meaningful, romantic love. So in order to make your relationship an ecstatic coupling that lasts, it's very important that you begin to pay attention to how much love you feel, you think you can tolerate. Look for signs of pulling back when you feel too much attention, too much love, too much care. When you begin to deflect, when you begin to hold back your vulnerability, because then it stops the flow of the love that wants to come to you. So if you're in love with and living with someone and you think, well, they don't love me enough, probably that's all the love your container can hold and you didn't realize it. So what you're getting is what you can tolerate. And generally speaking, the internal container is what's driving your behavior and your relationship. So look inside and say to yourself, how much love, let me be honest, how much love can I tolerate? Now, one way you can know what the answer to that is how much love are you getting? How much love are you actually getting from the person you think you love? And if it's only this much and you want that much, then this is the level you've been able to tolerate, because that's what you've been creating. Don't blame it on your partner. Don't blame it on your partner. Look at yourself and say, wow, I'm creating a relationship that only gives me this much love. Or my partner is saying to me, why can't you receive more love from me? Well, maybe I'm uncomfortable because you're loving me more than I thought I deserved. You're loving me as more lovable than I think I am, and I'm going to do things to get in the way. So learn to tolerate it. Learn to open your heart. Learn to be grateful for the love that comes to you. Being grateful, as I talked about in another video recently, is one of the ways we can learn to tolerate more love. Is that when someone loves us, take a deep breath, let it in our hearts, say thank you, and allow ourselves to feel and think gratefulness. Now, this is a very important and powerful subject. If you have issues about that, reach out to somebody, including me or someone else, who can help you learn to see how you regulate, how you tolerate the love that wants to come to you. God bless you.